Hi, everybody. My name is Wendy, and welcome to the Art and Business of Personal Brand Photography. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being here. In the decade that I've been a brand photographer, I have worked with thousands of amazing clients all over the planet, 14 countries and 25 states. I have generated over $3 million offering premium full service brand photo shoots. And my work has appeared on billboards, on book covers, magazines, countless websites, and all over social media. When I first dreamt about doing this work, I never actually imagined it would be this good. So my actual career far exceeds my dreams. In these videos, I want to give you the tools and tips and tricks and systems and all the things, everything I possibly can to help you launch your dream career. In this first video, I'm going to share with you, it's a recording of a course I was teaching to a group of photographers about website do's and website don'ts. Some of the things I see photographers do again and again, and some of the things I see photographers failing to do. And so I'm not going to hesitate any longer. I'm going to let you dive right in. There's plenty of actionable items in this video. Please enjoy it. Leave a comment below. I hope you enjoy it. And here's to your epic success. Let me know.
Okay, so I want us to dive into what the website is, and then talk about some of what are the must-haves for your website and what are some of the things to avoid that I see happening pretty often with websites. Michelle, Sarah, Jen, you guys all nailed it. Everybody, Yvette, like all of you nailed it in terms of like what it is we want people to experience. And I think Michelle's put it so beautifully in saying like, it's really about creating, sharing my personality, sharing who I am. And Sarah said it so well. It's like people actually use the website as an opportunity to see what it would be like to work with you. Most people go to a photographer's website thinking that they're going to look at the photos. Yes, of course there's going to be our beautiful photos on it. I mean, even Michelle, who doesn't have traditional galleries, said like, of course there's photos. Like we're not going to have photos on our website. But really what we have the opportunity to do when people go to our website is give people an experience of what it's like to be with us in real life. Just like Jen said, it's our version of a brick and mortar. It's them walking in the door of the store and us interacting with them in a way that we think will be inviting and engaging for our particular, not even that we think, that we know our particular client will feel engaged and drawn into, right? So one of the most important things that you want your website to be is uniquely you. I know that's so boring in a way and so obvious, but when I say that, what I mean is we want the language to be your language. We want it to share something about who you are. We want it to feel that kind of perfect balance of that we do in marketing, like it's personal, but not personal in the way that Sarah said, like it's about her values, right? She talks about her values, like all of that stuff, that foundational stuff we did early on that was like, what are the values? You know, what's the vibe of our brand? What's our purpose? Why are we doing this? All of that is so personal to us, but it's also the thing that's going to enroll our clients into being a part of our movement, a part of our what we have to put it into the world, right? So as you are approaching doing this website, that's essentially what you want it to do. You want the design to feel like you. You want the way you've placed your photos to feel like you. You want it to be an opportunity for them to feel like they're having an interaction with you in real life. So that's where we want our websites. That's the number one landing. We also want our websites to share our work in a way that it is deliberate and intentional. You want to not feel like you need to share a bunch, like let go of the quantity over quality conversation, right? When it comes to photos. You want every single photo that you share to be like, oh my God, I want every client to see this because I think this is my best work. Like, and as your work grows and as your body of work grows, that library will grow. I go nuts now. I like my gallery hasn't been updated now since in like 3 years. And it's just like, oh my God, there's so much more great work, but it's already so fucking big, but you'll get there. So it's like, start with like just sharing work that genuinely you love. If you've got 5 photos on your website and they are all photos that you are like, if a client only saw 1 photo of mine, I would want it to be this, you're in the right boat. If you've got, I've got like hundreds, but you know, they aren't just fully saturated. It's like, go really with every image as if it was the only image that client would see. We also, when it comes to curating our images, it's important for us to curate the images that the whole image really feels like it is that. Like if a client just saw this image, they would nail it. I think sometimes we become sentimentally attached to certain things about images, and maybe we don't love everything about the image, like the framing's a little off, or there's something in the background, or there was something with our shirt, but we really love that this thing is happening and we forego all that other stuff. You have to let go of the sentimentality and really focus on like, these are images that I genuinely would want. Like everything about this, I feel proud to share with the world. Does that make sense? We want the client to, through our website, understand how an experience with us is different. Here's something that I am going to suggest you guys avoid, which I see sometimes with brand photography websites, is that people try and explain why someone should get personal brand photography. People, by the time they've come to your website, probably already know that they need something like this. So you don't need to explain why it's important in today's marketplace to have photos for their marketing and Instagram, right? You can describe that, but you want it to be about, you want to be describing it in a way that's about your unique process. So if you are describing the value of personal brand photography and let me just back up. I think there's sort of that traditional, like, there's that traditional, oh God, I'm totally business, where, you know, here's the value proposition. You will have a library of images to use on your marketing, right? To me, that is like the most uninteresting thing I am coming to the photographer for. Like, yes, we want that. But you guys all now have started talking about this experience you create and how special that experience is. And yeah, you want to let them know that they're going to get the practical things, but you really want it to come from a place that's about what you have to offer. I love using this analogy. Those of you who have been in the Facebook group for a while and follow me, and those of you who have done the masterclass in person know I use this analogy with the restaurants, right? That the marketing you can go to, like there are so many ways a restaurant can market, right? The first way is we provide food and you are going to need food to survive as a human. That's what we provide. We're a restaurant, right? Like that's what I see when I go to these websites and photographers are like, you need brand images so that you can have photos on your Instagram. It's like, yeah, you know, so, and that's what it's learning. And then there's the version of marketing, which is like the restaurant version where it's like, we're a restaurant, we're an Italian restaurant. We offer pastas, salads. We also offer wine with our pasta and our salad. And you get breadsticks at the beginning. And then there's that, right? And it's like, and water comes free with every order. You know, it's like, there's that version of marketing, which is like, and I'm a photographer, I do brand photography. If you work with me, you get 4 hours of photography. You know, once you've reached out, we'll reply back to you and we'll have a call. And once we've had that call, we schedule your shoot and then you get 60 images. You know, it's like, so like, okay, yeah, I mean, I like Italian, right? The third way that we can be approaching this is, hi, we are so grateful that you have come here to our website. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me tell you about our restaurant. It is imperative for us that when you enter the doors of our restaurant, all your worries, all your concerns fade away. Once you have found yourself nestled into one of our beautifully designed booths, we will provide you with this list of every kind of gorgeous farm to table meal that you can imagine having. If it's not on the menu, we will create that meal for you. It is our most deepest desire that this restaurant experience you have is one that leaves you elated, fulfilled, relaxed, and that you will be a customer for life, right? It's like, which one of those restaurants are you going to choose, right? They all do the same thing. They all serve food. We all know we need food to survive. All of them are wanting to do the same thing and essentially doing the same thing. But we want what we say when we're marketing to our clients to be one that they're like, yes, I want that. Most people don't feel that when they go to a website and it says you need brand photos because you've got a library of images for your Instagram. When you work with me, you get 3 looks, 3 locations. So the website, oh my God, I love seeing a little person zipping by there, April, a little homeschooler, distance learner. I guess that's the new appropriate distance learner. So can you guys, do you feel the difference in those 3 descriptions? Okay, so curated, why yours is unique. And then I think it's so important. I've seen this in a few photographers where they share about the process. So this is the what to avoid and then what to do instead, where they share about the process, but what they share about is very practical. It's like, send us an email and we'll schedule a call and then we'll book your shoot and we'll have your shoot. It's like, that's not that enrolling, right? If you want to lead people through the process, it's like, once we've had our call and decided to book a shoot, you don't want to tell them like, you don't need to spend a bunch of time about like what's going to happen before you book, right? That's not what they're buying. What they're buying is the experience and the process after. So you start with like, once we've booked your photo shoot, the first thing we do is we have a planning call. And during this planning call or during this visioning session or during this, whatever version you guys call it, here's what we do. And then I'll create, we'll create this many stories and have these kind of locations. And on the day of, all of your needs are taken care of. Again, you don't need to describe everything that happens. In fact, it's kind of nice to just leave it like, all of your needs will be taken care of, and then to allow all those things to be the opportunity to over deliver, right? So as you're describing the process, again, you want it to be an invitation, like the restaurant. Like once you walk through our doors, we will lead you to a beautifully curated booth, and in that booth, we'll offer you all these options, and you're just setting them up for what it feels like to be in the process with you. We really want to nail that feeling. So when it comes to process, you want to share about that. The other thing that is so important and so fundamental to have on your website is an easy way for them to schedule a call with you. Most of you, I think, are transitioning, I hope, into doing sales calls versus email inquiries. And you really want to make it so easy for them. Ways that it is not easy is to leave your phone number, because they have to make that action to call you. And if they call you when you're in the car wash and the kids are in the back seat and there's so much going on, like you're not going to want to answer. And so it goes to voicemail and then you have to respond and then, so no phone numbers. Also, I don't recommend just leaving your email, because again, it's still up to the client then to like send the email, and what are they going to say, and what do they write in that email, and how much, and make it as easy as possible. There are 2 ways I think you can do this. One is the way we do it on our website is we have a form that they fill out, name, what their budget is, where they're wanting to have a shoot, what the date is they're hoping to have their shoot done by, if they have a website, so we can check out the website before. And then Kiki responds to those emails with an email that allows them to schedule a call. That's one great way. Second great way is to just have a calendar link. If you are at the point where right now, some of you are, some of you aren't, but those of you who are at that point where you're like, give me inquiries, like bring them. I want to get on the phone, like make it as easy as possible. Like put a calendar link on there. We're so excited you're curious. Here's a link to schedule a call. We'll have a quick call and I'll learn about what you're needing. I'll share with you what I do. And then we can decide if it's a great fit. it is, most people don't, if people are really genuinely curious about working with you, they don't really need to have a bunch of email back and forth before, right? They don't need to go through that process. Just allow them a super easy way to get in your system. The other thing that we want our websites to do is be a place where we are able to collect email addresses. So this is the opt-in that we talked about. At the opening of your website, it is so valuable somewhere. It doesn't need to be the very first thing. I'm not like it has to be the header. I think that's an online marketing thing that is that we've sort of adopted. Our number one product is not online, is not an online thing. So it doesn't necessarily need to be the very first thing that people see when they enter our website, but you want it to be relatively prominent. You want it to be somewhere there. It is also, we don't need it to be like, pop-ups are awesome, but you don't need it to be emphatic. Again, we aren't online marketers. And so I think we take a lot of our hints about how to create these opt-ins from online marketers. For them, an email is the most valuable resource, right? Because they can then just sell directly to that email. Everything gets delivered. For us, that is not necessarily the case. Like, we want to have a robust email list, but our email list is going to be more curated than most, because it's not, are you guys, is it getting robotic or is it good? Okay, good. Okay, good. I was like, okay, good. It's going to be a little bit more curated, right? We are just looking for, depending on how many shoots you're doing a year. I mean, for me at this point, I'm looking at like 50 clients a year with a few repeats in there. I mean, we don't need to sell that much in order to have a sustainable, thriving business. So we want that email list to be a little bit more curated, but we want it to be somewhere prominent. And it wants to be something like we talked about so much, of value, something that they're going to want that's of value. The other thing I see a lot of folks doing, photographers and the like, is having their socials on your website. Get rid of the Twitter link, get rid of the Facebook link, get rid of the Instagram link. You do not need to send your folks there. They will go there on their own and find you. And right now, all you want to do is keep them focused on your website, connected on your website. It adds no value for them to go to your Instagram or Facebook. It simply distracts them. You are not in the business of adding Instagram followers or Facebook followers. When somebody is on your website, they're like a warm, curious client, and you just want to give them everything on that website that is going to get them to have a feeling like they've had a real life experience with you.